What's up YouTube? My name is Drew. Thanks for dropping by the channel. Today I'm going to turn some random pictures that I find online into some logos for imaginary companies. I'm going to use Procreate on an iPad Pro, and then I'm going to drop these graphics into Adobe Illustrator, where we'll add some text and maybe spice things up a little bit. So enough jib jabbering, let's get started. Okay, I am going to pull up my go-to image place, unsplash.com, hashtag not sponsored. And to narrow this down a little bit, let's go to the food and drink category because I just love food and drink. All right, and let's scroll a little bit random here and see what we find. Ooh, that's pretty cool. That coffee one's cool too, but let's stay away from coffee. Already had enough today. Ooh, how about this egg? That looks cool. We can do some fun things with that. Little breakfast restaurant maybe, cafe. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna copy this picture and bring it into Procreate. Okay, we have the image copied, and I'm just gonna 3-finger swipe down, paste that in, and then I'm gonna center this thing up, lower the opacity, and begin with a little sketch here. Let's go. I think I want to make it like drip out of this. That'd be kind of cool. Have like the yolk running down. All right, good place to start. Okay, I can hide the original image and we're just gonna work with this one. Okay, so I have my next layer, then I'm gonna kind of refine this sketch and start to use some actual shapes because I believe logo design is all about those geometric shapes. Okay, so this is one thing I like to do. I line up my designs and kind of look at the progression. I think it's kind of cool to see. Not a ton of changes here, but just cleaning it up one by one. Okay, next step, I'm gonna add some line art to this and then maybe do some color. We can add some text, and I'm probably gonna do an Adobe Illustrator and, you know, maybe throw this on like a Egg McMuffin or something. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm not totally happy with how that line art turned out, so I'm gonna go back to my sketch and kind of clean this thing up a little bit. Sometimes you gotta go backwards to go forwards, don't forget that, so don't get hung up if you're not liking how your ink or line art looks. You know, you can always go back and change the sketch. So I'm gonna pull up my image again and start using that as a reference here. I'm trying to clean up some of these parts that were giving me trouble. Like this drip really was kind of hard to ink, so I'm gonna clean this up, try and make it look a little bit nicer, and then in a way, like, I'm gonna simplify this a little bit, so let's see what happens. Okay, now it's starting to look good. I did a second line art layer just to make sure I was happy with it, so I didn't have to go backwards again. So now I'm hopefully on my third and final line art. I also changed up my brush. I went with the monoline. I figured that looked a little bit better than using the studio pen. The monoline doesn't have any pressure sensitivity in it, so I feel like it's a little bit cleaner and easier to use for a simple logo like this. So I'm going to continue to trace over my second example here and try and use a little bit more geometric shapes by holding down on the screen and lining these up correctly. And I think once I get this done, I'll be able to put this thing in Illustrator, maybe add some color and then get a text and finalize this thing up. Okay, this egg is in a good spot. I'm liking how this looks. I'm gonna add a little bit of color here. So I'm just gonna make this a reference, add a layer underneath, drop in this egg yolk color, keep the rest of it white. So to make that easier, I'm gonna remove the background, drop in that white, and we'll keep the line art black. So I'm thinking when I add the text that it would look good over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna export this out, throw it into Illustrator, add some text, and maybe call it a day. Let's see. Okay, so we have our egg in Illustrator. Next, I'm just gonna add some text. Broken egg cafe. How does that sound? Do we need a little tilde? Space these letters out a little bit. Okay, all of this is completely made up. Just made up a random date, threw that in there. That looks pretty good. Let's try another one with a different style font and possibly go into wraparound. So I'm gonna add a circle here, align that centered, get that centered up, and add some text around Broken Egg Cafe. Is that a good name? Cracked egg? I'm just shooting ideas here, talking to myself. So what about the broken egg? The broken egg cafe. Maybe capitalize these? Maybe lowercase. All lowercase. Broken egg cafe. I think that looks pretty good. Might as well try another one, right? Go for 3 eggs for days. Maybe we just call it the broken egg. Grab that established. Okay, so let me know in the comments below which one you like best, maybe if you have a better name for me. But that was actually pretty fun and turned out decent for doing that in maybe like 30 minutes, give or take. So let's go find some more random pictures, see what we can make, and create some more imaginary brands. Let's go. Still an amateur. Still learning how to make videos. Don't really know what I'm doing, but we're having fun. All right, everybody, that was a ton of fun. Great exercise, I guess, if you want to call it that, for anybody trying to practice some logo design, making brands from completely random things. So I'll put links below to the images I used. If you guys thought this was fun, cool to watch, and would like to see this again, maybe with some user-submitted pictures or designs even, that'd be kind of fun. Let me know below. We can set something like that up. That might be pretty cool. Thanks again for watching. Thank you to those 850-ish subscribers that are hanging out, joining me, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. Drawing that made me really hungry. Might be time to go make some eggs.